Welcome back to Ehr Dun.
My name's Cooter and this is my brother Dale.
Folks, remember last week on Ehr Dun?
We made an animal trap out of an engine compartment.
Later that day, we caught something. Grab the head. Ehr Dun. Ehr Dun. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Now, Dale, go start the engine.
Okay, let's cook it up. Let's get it to 100 degrees. Come on, cookie.
It's good. It's looking good.
Yeah.
I think
What's that smell?
I don't know. I think it's the bird. This week on Ehr Dun, we're going to talk about something a little different.
Welding. Welding. We're going to have to be talking about welding.
Well, you know, when it comes to automotive purposes, there's two main types of welding.
MIG.
And
TIG.
here we got a MIG welder. As you can see, there's an on-off switch, a voltage control, and a wire feeding control. Here we got a MIG gun and a work clamp. Now, the way it works is, when you press this trigger, these rollers are going to feed this spool of wire out through the gun. This is going to be clamped onto the metal, so when this wire, which is charged, hits the metal, it's going to immediately melt because the electricity going through it. Now, normally if you just did this, the weld would turn out really bad because it's not protected. That's why we have a shielding gas. It's not flammable because it's 75% argon and 25% CO2. What happens is that comes out through this nozzle and protects the weld. Now this welder is not your typical tool. It runs on 230 volts. Now this chart here is helpful because it tells you how to set those controls on the front that I told you about, depending on how thick your metal is, what kind of gas you're using, and what kind of wire thickness you're running.
This is our TIG welder. Right here, this knob controls the amperage on how hot the arc is at the torch. Here's the torch. This is how hot the torch, when you control this controls how hot this is. Here is the remote control, and you can adjust the heat from here. The amperage, you can adjust it by turning this, and then you can turn it back off safely. This is the working clamp. This completes the circuit just like the MIG. This is 100% argon. It protects the weld just like the MIG, but it does not have any carbon dioxide in here. And as you're welding, you connect the work clamp to whatever you're welding. And as you're doing that, you create a pool, you create an arc by getting close to the metal. Create an arc, wait till the metal gets hot and makes it like a pool. You dip, swirl, dip, swirl. To make it nice takes a lot of time and a lot of years. Thank you.
When welding, you want the proper safety equipment. I'm wearing this mask to protect me from the ultraviolet and very bright rays that come from welding. It can be up to 10 times brighter than the sun. Now, these gloves are fire resistant. I can get sparks or anything and it won't catch on fire. So my hands are safe. Now that we've told you about all the types of welding and how to keep safe, it's time to move on.
I don't know if you noticed, but I broke my leg.
So we're gonna build Dale a wheelchair.
Really?
Yep.
Ha, that means I don't have to walk.
Yep. Although you couldn't walk even when your leg wasn't broken.
Well, I just stood up over there.
You're a lazy ass. Now, the first thing you want to do before welding is clean the metal so your weld comes out nice and good. Okay, we're ready to weld. So I have the machine on, and for 16 gauge, or 1/16 of an inch, I'm going to set it to 220. Okay, see I got my work clamp. I got it squared off so it's a nice right angle. And I'm going to do what's called a spot weld. It's just, I'm going to weld for a couple seconds just to get it attached so we can see if everything's going to work.
This, folks, right here is a wheelchair.
Now for some TIG welding. Well, as you can see, we finished the wheelchair. Unfortunately, Dale died in a beer drinking contest, so he never got to use it. But I can.
Well, folks, Ehr Dun is brought to you by Miller Lite.
It's Miller time.
Brought to you by In-N-Out.